Today it's a fun, chatty Get Ready With Me featuring a drugstore eyeshadow palette that's won my heart. That's coming up next. Welcome back, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. It's another chatty Get Ready With Me, and I'll have to tell you, this one came about as a surprise. I was getting ready yesterday. I go over to my daughter's on Sunday. I do my laundry. We have a little dinner together. It's my one big thing I do during the week. And I put together an eyeshadow look featuring a palette I've owned for a while but hadn't used. And I thought, oh, it just looks like fun. So I pulled it out, created this look, and I fell in love with it. And I decided right then that I wanted to do it for you guys. If you're new here, a very special welcome to you. I hope you'll consider subscribing and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. Before we get into the Get Ready With Me today, I want to talk about my sweater. How cute is this? Let me show you. It kind of has these little dolman sleeves, and they're 3/4 right here, and it's an off the shoulder. I fell in love with this sweater. I found it on Amazon, and I actually got it a little while ago for Easter. Well, Easter never happened, and I never got to wear it, so I finally pulled it out. I decided I was going to wear it for you guys today. I just love it for a couple of reasons. First of all, the color I think is fabulous. It fits really well, and it's really good quality. You know, Amazon can be a little hit and miss here, but this is a good one. Plus, it has a texture on it that is so soft and so smooth, but it's still a substantial sweater, so it's like a perfect sweater for a springtime or for summer nights or something. I'm just loving it, and of course I think the off-the-shoulder thing is just glorious. So I wanted to show it to you guys today. I'll link it down below if you're interested in taking a look. The other thing I want to show you is this little cami I got. It's one of those little bralette things, and it's all lacy, and it has a lace underneath the cup area that's so cute. I've gotten it both black and white, and I actually wear them a lot, particularly when I have sort of a little detail area that I want to have nice bra strap for. They're so inexpensive. I think they're maybe $12. They might even be a little bit less, and I'll link those down below too if you're interested. But both of these I think are just great finds that I wanted to share with you. As usual, all products that I mentioned today will be listed and linked below, and they'll also be over on the blog, so super easy for you to find. And with that, let's get into it. The star of the show today is this new eyeshadow palette from Wet n Wild. Now I realize it's not actually new to the market. It's a little new-ish. I bought it a few months ago and just threw it in my makeup bin, and I pulled it out yesterday to put together eye look, and I was just over the moon with how this palette performed. This is a 10-pound palette, and the name is VI Purple, so VIP. And I just am so in love with the colorway in this palette. And the look I put together yesterday was so luscious that I thought, oh, I absolutely want to do that for you guys. So that's what we'll be working on today. I'm going to show you the colors I'm using as I go along. I can't read the names. I apologize for that. I have one contact in when I do my makeup, and it helps me to see my face, but it's not ever good enough vision to be able to read the writing on these packages. So just follow along with where I point. So I'm going to take a crease brush and dip it into this camel color right up top and just start building out the transition area. I was so surprised yesterday when I put together this look at how incredibly well the shadows performed. And this is such an inexpensive palette. I think maybe $6 or $7. Really very affordable. So I'm taking that transition color above my crease, down into my crease, and then almost up to my eyebrow. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and tap it into this dusty purple at the bottom, and that's going to go over both movable lids. So I want to use this flat brush because I just want to really pack that color on. And if you get this palette and end up using it, it's going to be so fun because this particular purple is almost a sheer sort of watercolor looking wash on my lids. It's just the most beautiful subtle color. So here's how the color looks on the lid. Isn't that just so pretty? I just love it. Now that I have that dusty purple worked over both movable lids, I'm going to go back in with my crease brush and tap it into this rosy tone up here. And that's going to go into the crease and almost up to where that transition color ends towards my eyebrow. I just want to do a very soft, subtle variation of this color. So I'm going to start right where that purple ends and move that up into the transition color underneath my eyebrow. So I have a gradation from the purple to the rosy tone to that camel color right here. Now that I have those three colors laid down, I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and blend them all together so it's a real seamless transition from the purple to the rosy tone into the camel color. Now I'm going to take that flat brush again and dip it into this bluish purple right down here. Get a little bit on the edge of that brush, and that's going to go into the outside third of my eye to really define that crease and create some depth towards that outside corner. So I'm just going to keep it really to the outside third of my eye and blend it into the crease to give some depth in that area. Now I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and blend that all in. To finish off the eye look, I'm going to take a small flat brush and dip it into my wonderful Tarte palette. This is the handiest palette. I use it for so many different things. I really think that it's such a good buy. I'm going to tap it into this creamy color, the one in the middle. It's not real light, it's not a little bit deeper, it's just right in the middle. And that's going to go right underneath my eyebrows, just to highlight that area a little bit. That's it for the eyes for right now. I'm just crazy about that palette. I think it's such a fresh breath of color when I've been so hooked on neutrals lately. For complexion, I hauled out something from my makeup bin that I haven't used since last summer. This is the Maybelline Dream Urban Color Foundation SPF 50, which I think is fabulous. I haven't used this in a long time, and to be honest with you, I don't even really remember what it's like, so we'll give it a whirl today. I'm going to start with this much on the back of my hand, then I'm just going to dot that over my face. You know, it smells like sunscreen, as it should. I like to work my foundation in with a foundation brush to begin with. This is going on very smoothly. So far it seems to have a nice finish. It's creamy, but not super moisturizing. I think it's about in the middle between a drier foundation and a real hydrating one. I'd say it's about a medium coverage. Now I'm going to go in with my sponge and just tap that out. You know, I'm really liking the finish of that. It's very pretty. For concealer, I'm going to use a concealer that I really love, but I haven't used for so long. I've been so hooked on that Pretty Vulgar concealer that I put everything else aside. But today we're going to be going back to the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. This is such a cult favorite. It's so popular. I'm just going to put a tiny dot under each eye, and then I always start by blending that out with my finger, very gently. Then I always finish it off with a sponge. This really is such a good concealer at such a great price. Have you used it? For bronzer, I'm going to go back into my Tarte palette and go into this middle tone right here. It's just been my favorite color lately. I always put a little bit on my brush, and then I always place my bronzer around my entire face and then go back in and blend it out. I live on the Northern California coast, and we've gotten a couple of weather warnings for high pollen count lately, and it has made my eyes really water, and I kind of got into a coughing fit yesterday. And I'm wondering, and you botany majors out there, or anybody that really knows a lot about plant life, if because we're not driving as much and because there's not as much pollution in the air, if the trees and everything are able to produce so much more pollen and are healthier, and that's why we're getting this high pollen count. Isn't that a curious thing to ask? So if anybody has any insight, make sure you put it down in the comments below. I always like to make sure that I work some contour into my hairline, particularly around the areas where it's receding. Once I have that bronzer all placed, I go in with a big fluffy brush and just blend it all out. For blush and highlight, I'm going to be using the Madison Miller collection from Ofra. This is so neglected by me, yet it's such a good product. I really love it. So we'll give it a whirl today and see how things look. This blush is just a nice dusty peach. So pretty. And you guys know that I like to keep my blush up and away to make my face look a little more lifted. Blend that blush in. For highlight, I'm going to be using this more mauve tone. Put a little bit on my big fluffy angled brush and then just tap that on the tops of my cheeks. And I always like to do a little bit in the front as well. Back in with my big fluffy brush to blend that out. To finish off the eye look, I'm going to go back into that dusty purple at the bottom here with my flat brush. I'm going to run a little bit of that on the outside third of my lower lashes. That's just going to tie the color in between the top of my eyes and the bottom. To finish off the complexion, I'm going to use a little of my Milani Prep Set and Glow in a big fluffy brush and just lightly dust that all over my face. I'm going to hop off now and do my tight lining and mascara, and I'll be right back. For tight lining today, I used the Thrive eyeliner pencil in brown. And for mascara, I used the IT Cosmetics Superhero. Lips today are going to be all NYX. I'm using the Whipped Caviar from NYX. And for the lipstick, this is a lipstick I used to wear all the time and I pulled it out. This is the color Thalia. I believe it's number 529. It's the most beautiful neutral pink. Here's the lip combination. Here we have the finished look. I am absolutely in love with this VI purple palette from Wet n Wild. It is so spectacular in my mind. I think the colorway is terrific. It's innovative and unique. It's such a beautiful color combination and the formula is just divine. It goes on so nicely. And I was blown away with the different finishes of each of the different colors that I worked with today. The purple on my lids is nice and sheer and just so delicate and sophisticated. And that rosy tone that I used in the top of the crease is just so beautiful. So really a huge fan of this Wet n Wild VI Purple or VIP palette. It's such a great price point. I think it's $6 or $7. If you're looking for a nice splash of color, I don't think you can go wrong with this. I'll have to say I'm rather surprised and impressed with this Maybelline Dream Urban cover. It is actually a really beautiful finish. And for me, it rivals a lot of the BB creams and CC creams out there. I think it's going to be a really good choice for the spring and summer months when I want something a little bit lighter on my skin. So this worked out really well today and I'm very happy with it. This Madison Miller palette from Ofra, you just can't go wrong. It's just beautiful. The pan sizes are huge. The blush color is so glorious. And both of the highlights, I've used them both, are just really good. It's just a very solid offering from Ofra. And the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, it performed beautifully. I think my eyelashes look thick and lengthened, but I'll tell you the truth. I think the Essence mascara is just as good and it's $5 as opposed to maybe this is $30. I'm not really sure. But if you're in love with IT Cosmetics, I can say this is a great mascara. If you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, you might want to check out the Essence mascaras and I'll link all of those down below. I want to thank you for joining me for yet another Chatty Get Ready with me. You guys are keeping me very occupied and happy during these strange times that we're in, so thank you for that. If you're new here, a very special welcome to you. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. It just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day. Have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.